Hello, everybody. We are just going to wait for maybe about a minute and a half to kind of let everybody get settled and come on. We are so excited to have you guys here, so I will see you in about a minute and a half. All right, guys, a couple more seconds. Okay, I think that we are safe to begin. So hello, you guys. Welcome to our first ever career day. We are so excited to have you guys. I hope you can hear how excited I am. Before we begin, I just want to introduce myself to everybody. My name is Carly Swan, and I am the Employment Brand Marketer here at Deluxe, and also your MC for today. Unfortunately, and of course this happens, my network is just kind of slow, so I am going to be off camera just to avoid any lags or delays on your guys' end, because we really want you guys to have a good experience. So we have a very packed agenda today. In our own little Deluxe world, I would say this event is pretty star-studded. We have so many leaders across the entire organization here right now, and they're ready to talk to you guys. But before we begin, I just want to go over a couple housekeeping items, and I'll try to be quick because we do have a ton to cover. So the first one, we have muted all lines just to prevent any background noises. So we can't hear your dogs bark. We can't hear your kids ask for a snack. You are good. It's just going to be the speakers that you're able to hear. I'm going to pause right there, and we're going to put a little chat feature on to see if you guys can hear us. Hopefully so. If not, I will start the introduction over, but go ahead and I will have Mia ask the question. You just can like it. Just do one like, otherwise it will unlike it. Kind of look weird. So while she does that, looks like we're all good. So the next thing I wanted to go over is that we are going to be learning a ton of information about Deluxe. Seriously, I've seen the deck. There's a ton of really good information for you guys, but naturally you're going to have questions, and I hope that you do. However, we are going to disable our Q&A feature just because we have so much to go over. We've actually dedicated session number 3 to Q&A. Pop up in your mind, just write them down, because in session number 3, you're going to be able to ask those, and we want you to ask those questions. And then the last thing I just want to go over is just kind of how this day is set up, just so it's a little bit clearer to you guys. So this career day is going to be 3 back-to-back sessions long. Session number 1 is where we are right now. It's going to be our Welcome in Deluxe 101. Session number 2 is going to be kind of a cluster of breakout sessions. And so we have 4 of them. You will choose one to join. And then session number 3 is going to be our final session. We're all going to come back together as one, and that's going to be our Q&A with the recruiters. So just so you guys are aware, after this session, I will kind of let you know what to do next, but you will leave it and then join a new one. It's going to make a lot more sense once you actually do it. But during those sessions, just be aware that our technical support and our presenters, we're going to be transitioning with you guys. So it'll take just a couple minutes for us to kind of get up and starting, which is great for you guys to let the dog out, grab a snack, go to the bathroom, refill your coffee, what have you. Okay, so that was a ton of information I threw at you guys. You guys are going to do fine. We're going to do fine. I'm so excited. So without further ado, I am actually going to present our first speaker, which is our Vice President of Corporate Communication, Cam Potts, and he is going to start us off for the day. So go ahead, Cam.
Thank you, Carly. Welcome, everybody. I don't know that I can match Carly's enthusiasm for the day. That's very impressive. So everybody, welcome. Thank you for being here. We're excited to share the story of Deluxe, and I know my colleagues are excited to talk about the different really amazing things that we're doing as a company. So I'm going to go in and give you a kind of a background of who we are, where we've been as a company, and a little bit of where we're going. And then I'll turn things over to my colleagues who are going to share, the exciting story of our future. So let's go to the next slide, please. So Deluxe, we're champions for business so communities thrive. So as we talk about ourselves and our company, we were founded in 1915. So that's 106 years ago, and it was actually in November of 1915. So it's almost exactly 106 years right now that we as a company have been around. Our founder, W.R. Hotchkiss, took a $300 small business loan. And he began to go from business to business and bank to bank in the St. Paul area selling the checkbook. We like to say that we're the original payments company. Deluxe didn't invent the check, but our founder invented the checkbook. And so he took that around and eventually became a giant corporation with offices around the country. We went from doing just checks to business forms and solutions for companies of all sizes, and especially in the financial services world. Today, though, we're a much different company. We still have checks. It's a big part of our business. We still have business forms, but we also do credit card processing. We have promotional solution items, web hosting, logos, data solutions, PR, HR, payroll, financial services, and so much more. We have been on a transformation of the last few years. We're more now a payments and business technology company. We provide platforms for businesses so that they can find efficiencies and work better for their customers. So we have more than 4 million small business customers, roughly 4,000 financial services and enterprise customers, insurance, healthcare, you name it, we've got customers across the board. We as a company now have 4 distinct divisions. We focus in payments, we focus in cloud and data solutions, in promotional solutions, and in checks, of course. And as a company, we continue to grow and evolve. We're publicly traded. We're roughly about $2 billion annual in revenue. And we are headquartered in Minneapolis, but also have offices in Atlanta, Kansas City, New York, up into Canada, and even in the Pan-Pacific in Australia. In the last couple of years, we've had a real strong focus on inclusion, diversity, and equity. That's something that my colleague Pamela will get into later on. And something unique about Deluxe is that we have a employee shareholder culture. Excuse me, talking too fast. And our employee shareholder culture is, a few years ago, our CEO and our board, our CEO Barry McCarthy joined us about, well, it's 3 years ago this month. Lots of anniversaries in November. But he came on and he talked to the board about the importance of having an ownership culture within Deluxe. And so we have provided shares to all of our employees in the last couple of years. So everybody is an owner in our company. So from the folks who work in, on our plants or in our remittance processing, all the way up to the CEO, everybody has equity in the company. And we think that goes a long way to help our communities thrive. So if we go to the next slide, please. So I apologize for the yellow, it gets a little faded out there, but Deluxe in the last year, even in the midst of a pandemic, while we had a lot of folks move to work from home, we had a lot of folks who still worked in our locations, but we announced the building and the lease of 2 new spaces, one in downtown Minneapolis, which we just did a grand opening for last week, and then one in Sandy Springs, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. So we have 2 new areas, 2 new great office spaces for our growth. Atlanta is known as a payments and technology hub, so we are expanding there. And then we're excited to move downtown Minneapolis. We just announced that we're going to slowly start coming back as a company in the middle of November, with the goal of being back in a hybrid situation in our offices in Minneapolis and around the country beginning the middle of November. We're really excited about these spaces. They're very collaborative. They're very open. We're excited to bring customers and potential customers in so we can talk to them about their needs and how we can help them going forward. So next slide. One of the things my colleague Julie is going to talk about later on is, and this is something we're very proud of, is our Small Business Revolution, which is a reality TV show that we have produced for, even though it's season 6, actually 7 years. We had an original year where we talked about 100 small businesses for our 100th anniversary. And then we've since have done 6 seasons of the show, which Julie will talk on. But I wanted to share this. We have a lot of our folks, our Deluxers, our employee owners who work on this. This is a picture of a lot of our folks who are helping small businesses directly every day on the series, but also in what we do as a business. And we also have great strategic partners, other businesses like US Bank and Salesforce and Lenovo and 3M, who understand the power of helping our communities thrive. And so they've signed on to help these businesses, and you'll be able to see that in what Julie is going to share in just a little bit. Next slide. Another thing that we're very proud of is that being a business that has been around for 106 years, we have a lot of knowledge about how to help small businesses and how to help businesses of all sizes. But we were approached a couple of years ago to write a book about what we've learned from small businesses. And it's a self-help book that we just produced and was published the 19th of October. This really focuses on anecdotes from customers that we have, from businesses we worked with on the Small Business Revolution show, but also, taking the history of what we as a company have done with businesses for the last 106 years and putting that into a book that is really used. It can be evergreen, and folks can use it to from being an entrepreneur to a well-established small business, little tips and tools that'll help them thrive and go beyond where they're at right now. This book is available, as we're saying, at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's something the company hasn't done before. Our CEO, Barry McCarthy, is the author of this book. And last week we were named on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list for business books. So we're really excited to have this. It's a great marketing tool, we think, going forward to share the success that we've had and how we can help entrepreneurs and business owners. Next slide. Just some general things. We could go through several slides of the amazing things that Deluxe has done, and a lot of the awards. But these are just some of the things, a few things that we've done this year that have been remarkable for us. So Mike Matthews is our Chief Information Officer. He was recently named CIO of the Year, a National Orby Awards, which is an international, or is a national honor for Chief Information Officers. Mike has been with the company about almost 10 years and has really done a great job transforming our technology stack over the last couple of years and making us much more efficient, helping our customers a lot more. And so, well-deserved honor for Mike. Season 5 of our Small Business Revolution was nominated for a Television Emmy Award, something that, a corporation, a company that produces a reality show, I think is probably pretty unprecedented. I don't know that any other company does what we do there, but that's an amazing accomplishment. And then we've also looked internally, as I talked about, with our diversity, inclusion, and equity programs. We've added holidays that are important to our employees and important to us as a company, so that we can work on our inclusion and equity efforts. So next year, Juneteenth will become a holiday. We added Martin Luther King Day and Veterans Day, so we actually get next Thursday off, which is nice, and something that the company hasn't had in the past. So we're listening to our employees about what's important to them, and then making adjustments to how we interact with them. Next slide. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about the biggest acquisition that Deluxe has done in our company's history. Back in the second quarter of 2021, we acquired First American Payment Systems, which is a company that is out of Fort Worth, Texas. It is a merchant processing company that has powerful digital payment processing services that helps customers in all different ways. This was an acquisition that Deluxe did that was very strategic. We've been moving more into the payments world, but we weren't in merchant processing, which is credit card processing and point of sale efforts with directly with customers. So this really rounded out our payment systems portfolio, if you will, and gave Deluxe, a real boost in this area, and helps move our payment system, our payments area from a growing entity now to rivaling our checks business. And we put all that together. Our checks and payments is all really part of the payment system. It's almost 2/3 of our company's business now, which is part of how we're transforming and we're growing as a company. So we're really excited to have First American. We're in the midst of integrating them into our company. They've got a lot of great ways for us to reach out to other customers. And what's most exciting about this is that I mentioned at the beginning is that we have 4 million small business customers, and First American has roughly 160,000. We have 4,000 financial customers, and they have about 30 or so. So the opportunities to upsell what Deluxe has and what First American have is huge for us, and even getting a portion of that business helps our company grow exponentially going forward. So we're really excited about having First American. So next slide. I think that's about what I have. I'm going to turn it now over to Stacy Van Meter, our VP of Talent Acquisition, to share a few thoughts about how we go about talent acquisition.
Thanks, Cam. I really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to have you here. As Cam said, I'm responsible for recruiting at Deluxe. So I wanted to set you up today with 3 particular tips that you can to help you navigate today. The first is that we actually have just around 500 jobs open today at Deluxe. So I hope that each and every one of you will take some time to explore those positions. Our career site, jobs.deluxe.com, is where I would ask you to go to just take a look at those, and also take note of the button on the career site that says Talent Community. So this is a great way for you to actually sign up for a talent community. You'll receive alerts for positions that open that match your background. So that's tip 1. Tip number 2 is that when and if you apply for our roles, which I really hope that you do, there is an option for you to select how you heard about the position. And if you select event and then virtual career day, we'll know that you came from today's session. And then the last is really a kudos to all of you. One of the things that we tell our job seekers all the time is to make sure that they do their homework. And that's what each and every one of you are doing today, is you're learning about Deluxe. And like Carly said, you're learning from our leaders, which is a fantastic way for you to really understand the organization and the culture, and to get a feel for this really growing tech company. So I have that excitement factor as well. Many of us as Deluxers, we have grit and perseverance and passion, and that's what we're looking for in the people that will come join us. So with that, I'm going to tell you to have a fantastic virtual career day with us and turn it over to Heather.
Hi, everyone. I am Heather Teske. I've been with Deluxe for a little over 3 years, and I have the honor of leading our marketing organization. And I'll just step back. I joined 3 years ago, right when our new CEO, Barry McCarthy, joined the company. And he really had a vision of moving us from a company of companies to being one Deluxe. Over the decade before he arrived, we had acquired almost 50 different companies. And he really wanted to take that from being a portfolio to really one Deluxe. He was also looking at moving us from being a manufacturing company to a technology company. And then finally thinking about us from being a check company, which many of us know the legacy of Deluxe Checks and all that we've done, and turning us into a payments company. And so this journey we call our transformation journey, and all of us have been on it for 3 years. And I will tell you, it has been an honor to be a part of this. But what I want to share with you is who is Deluxe and why would you want to join? And I think there's three things as I look at companies that I want to take my time and my talent to, is looking at the culture of the company and what that company stands for, how they work, the practices they have, how they treat each other. Looking at the opportunities for you to be able to learn and grow, and the impact that you can have, and that your talent and resources can help us be the winning team that we are. So if you turn to the next slide, I'll share with you about the Deluxe brand and where we're taking it. So at Deluxe, we believe we're here to help businesses to pay, get paid, optimize, and grow. And so everything we look at, we take through that lens and we think about our customers and how can we do that. And as Cam shared with you, we do that for millions of small businesses. We do it for thousands of FIs. With our financial institutions, we're not only helping their back-end offices, their product offerings, but then we're also helping them help their customers with those things. And then we do the same thing for hundreds of different enterprise companies. On the next slide, we'll share what's really at the core of this, though, is our purpose. And as you see from our small business revolution, as you see from the way that our talent comes out into the market and helps communities, everything we do is around this purpose. And that is that we are champions for business, both big and small, so that communities thrive. And we really believe that if we help businesses be successful, that helps them hire more people. It helps them put money into that community. It helps that community pride be bolstered. And then all of a sudden that flywheel turns and that community starts really thriving. And we not only do that through the companies that we support, but we do it through our own individuals. So the employees of Deluxe, which we call the shareholders because we all own stock in Deluxe, that's a really important part of what Barry was setting up, is that the employees own this company and care about it. But we give our time and talent and resources back into the community. And I'll share a little bit more about that in a minute. If you go to the next slide, I think one of the most important things that you should consider as you're thinking about where you want to spend your time and what company you want to be with is, what is that foundation? What is the culture? And so I will take a moment here to just talk about our values. This was something when Barry arrived, we spent a lot of time setting this foundation and making sure that we were really intentional about the company that we were and that we wanted to be. And so we have 5 core values that we talk about. The first one is that it's the customer is first, that the customer is at the center of the table, that everything we're doing is to serve that customer, make sure that we deeply understand them and that we're not only satisfying them, we're delighting them with the products and the services and the solutions that we offer. It's that we're committed to bringing diverse perspectives to the table and making sure that we're thinking about the challenges and opportunities they have in ways that are going to be really meaningful for them. The second value, and it was so interesting, so as a marketer, we've done a lot of brand research, and one thing that we found about Deluxe is that the Deluxe brand is a trusted brand, that our customers see us as somebody that they could trust. And I will tell you, during the pandemic, that really served well, because many companies were in strife and they were looking to lean on people that they could trust. And thankfully, they saw that in Deluxe. But we believe that we're earning trust. It's not only with the business and the partnerships, but it's earning trust with each other. It's the heart of what we do, and it guides our decision, and it really makes sure that we're always doing the right thing. The third thing I will tell you, and my team is really prideful about this, is that we have grit and perseverance. We are there because we care and we want to do great work. And if you want to come into this culture and you think about just being around people that have that inspiration, that really want to be able to deliver, this culture has that grit and perseverance to get it through. Not all the challenges are easy, but we find our way. And it's really a community that works together to deliver on that. The fourth foundation for us in our values is around innovation. And we know innovation is critical to our future. And that's why you've seen us move from this manufacturing to a technology company, from a check company to a payments company. We're continuing to think about how do we evolve in our offerings. It might be that we build it ourselves. It might be that we acquire great companies like First American to be a part of our portfolio. but we know that each and every day we need to innovate. So if you're looking for a culture that's about innovation and creating what's next, Deluxe is a great place to be. And then the last one I talk about is the power of one. And this is that we are one Deluxe, that we are one company, that we care about delivering and winning together. And you'll hear more about our inclusion, diversity, and equity and how important that has been in our culture, and something that we have invested over the last 3 years to make sure that we have a culture that is valuing that diversity, that is inclusive of all, and then that is really bringing those kinds of perspectives to the table so that we can really make a difference. On the next slide, we'll talk about just some of the key numbers that I think are pretty incredible. We are a company that's 106 years old. Cam shared that with you. There's not that many out there. And what we're doing is setting the stage for the next century as we think about where we're going. We actually transact $2.8 trillion annually through our systems. I don't think in my whole career I've ever had the chance to talk in trillions. And so 2.8 trillion is a pretty impressive amount of transactions that's flowing through us. We have over 6,000 employees around the world. And one of the things that we really invested in 2020 was this idea around making sure that our employees had the time to take their time, their talent, and their resources and put that all back into the community. And so last year, there was over 14,000 hours of employee time that we gave back to the community. As you become an employee of Deluxe, one of the things we do is we have 24 hours of volunteer time off that you can use. A lot of my team has done that together. We'll all go together and do a volunteer event, or some of us have done it individually in ways that we like to give back. But it's pretty incredible that as we think about our purpose, we deliver on that and we bring that back to life in what we do and how we act. And then the last thing, as I talk about our time and our talent, it's our resources. Those are the three things that we can really give back. And so our Deluxe Corporate Foundation has donated over $100 million in giving back to the communities and supporting where we think the needs are. The next slide just shows you some of the great moments as our community has gone back and given, and whether it's in the office that we're together, it's out serving our community. It's just a really strong community. When I think about Deluxe, I think about it as a family, and that we're coming together, we celebrate each other, we do great work, and we win. And if that's interesting to you, I would really consider Deluxe as a place to serve in your next chapter, because I just think we're on an exciting journey and looking for great people to join us along that way. I will leave you with a video that just sort of exemplifies this Deluxe brand and how we come to life at Deluxe.
During moments of uncertainty, there's always one thing you can count on: people helping people. Whether it's lending a hand, spending a dollar, or just being there, this is the power of community. And it's what inspires us at Deluxe to be champions for business. We know that successful businesses mean people working together, creating the products and services we all rely on, and hiring employees who can then support more businesses and more families. It's the virtuous cycle that's at the heart of any thriving community. Every day for the last 100 years, we've been building trust by helping businesses big and small be at their best. We've evolved to meet new needs, from manufacturing to financial technology. And through our innovative business tools like payments, marketing, and data solutions, our customers are able to pay and get paid easily, acquire new customers, build their brand, accelerate and optimize their businesses, while strengthening important relationships. Whether it's a large enterprise, a financial institution, or a small business looking to compete at the highest level, Deluxe is determined to help us all succeed.
You guys are so awesome.
Because when people help people, we all rise up together.
Thank you so much, Heather. Good morning and welcome to your Benefits and Wellbeing session. My name is Sarah Winkleman and I'm the Senior Benefit Analyst here at Deluxe, located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've been with Deluxe for 11 years and have worked within the HR area in a few different roles over the years, but have been within the benefits team for the last 6 years. In addition to myself, Andrea Kraska leads our team as the Executive Director of Benefits, Community, and HR Value Realization. Today, I'm going to share with you about how our benefit offerings and well-being programs are designed with our employees in mind to offer relevant benefits and programs to meet our employee needs. Our goal at Deluxe is to make sure we are supporting our employees by offering our employees valued healthcare options and well-being programs to support themselves and their loved ones. We do this by striving to have modern, competitive benefit offerings. But the one thing that really sets Deluxe apart from others is our focus on our well-being programs designed again with our employees and their families in mind. Next slide, please. At Deluxe, we offer many benefits to our employees, such as offering 3 different medical plans, 3 different dental plans, vision, company-provided basic life and basic accidental death and dismemberment, or AD&D, optional life insurance, and optional accidental death and dismemberment and death insurance for yourself, spouse, or domestic partner, and any children. Critical illness, accident insurance, company-provided short-term disability, company-provided long-term disability with an optional buy-up plan, flexible spending accounts, commuter benefits, and MetLife Group Legal. In addition to our standard benefits, we offer a retirement plan. And beginning January 1st of 22, our company match is 3.5% if you're contributing 6% or more. In addition, that match starts after 30 days of employment. Additionally, our match is per pay period and you are 100% vested, so we do not have a vesting schedule on our retirement plan. You've heard us mention this a few different times today, but we have a new hire stock grant where every new hire receives Deluxe stock, so they are an employee shareholder of the company. Our employee stock purchase plan allows employees to purchase Deluxe stock at a discount. Deluxe offers tuition assistance for employees looking to complete an associate's, undergrad, graduate, or doctoral degree, in addition to supporting certificate programs through an accredited college or university. With our medical plan, we offer Win Fertility as a resource to our employees and their families, as we know navigating reproductive options can be confusing, stressful, and often overwhelming. We have medical and pharmacy coverage added into our plans for infertility treatments. Additionally, Win Fertility administers our adoption and surrogacy assistance programs. Next slide, please. Taking time off from work to relax and recharge is very important. At Deluxe, we provide our employees with 12 holidays per year, which are a mix of designated days off and floating holidays. Paid time off, or PTO, that you accrue each pay period. 24 hours of volunteer time off to volunteer with any organization of your choice. Paid parental leave of up to 6 weeks of time off at 100% of your eligible pay. Bereavement time, jury duty, active duty military leave, and sabbatical leave. Next slide, please. While Deluxe offers many benefits to our employee, the one thing that sets us apart from others is our focus on our well-being programs that offer support to our employees and their families. Well-being at Deluxe is having a holistic commitment to provide resources and support for the individual and the organization. Our vision is supporting people so Deluxe thrives, and we do this through 5 areas of focus: physical, social, career, financial, and emotional well-being. We can do this through 3 areas of influence: through leadership, our culture, and the resources we provide. On the next slide, we'll start with one of our resources. Our Eap provider, Magellan, offers an expanded portfolio of behavioral and specialty health solutions to support well-being. Our Eap program is available to employees and their household members at no cost, with help available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. At any time, morning, evening, or night, weekends, and holidays, employees can connect directly with Magellan's licensed clinicians. Within our program, it does include 5 counseling sessions per member per issue per year. And the service is completely confidential, and you have the ability to access Magellan by telephone or directly online. GymPass is our discovery platform that helps you stay active anytime, anywhere. With a single membership, you get access to a variety of gyms, clubs, and fitness studios, live stream classes, virtual one-on-one personal training sessions, wellness apps, and on-demand workouts. Truist Momentum is our financial well-being resource that's designed to provide our employees and their family members with tools and resources to help save, organize, automate, protect, and grow their money. This financial well-being program is completely free to you and your family. Additionally, Truist is confidential, customizable, and provides you with the budgeting tools in addition to being able to get personal advice from financial experts. Our Care.com resource provides membership so all employees can use Care.com to help find tutors, nannies, daycare centers, elderly care, and more. Expert assistance is providing our employees with dedicated advisors to help make the process of finding a caregiver easier. We all know how challenging that can be. We provide backup care days for adults, children, and pets when your normal care is unavailable. There's even on-demand tutoring. Employees can receive a bank of hours to use per month that can be used for tutoring help for children and adults in grades K through 12, plus college at no additional cost. And lastly, we have breastfeeding support from certified lactation consultants available to our employees as they move through their journey. PerkSpot provides our employees with exclusive discounts from their favorite brands with over 30,000 national and local offerings. And on my last slide here, our You Shine program is our internal recognition program. It's a way for us Deluxers to acknowledge and reward those employees who have exhibited the behaviors and demonstrated the core values of Deluxe. Recognition all makes us feel valued, engaged, and appreciated for our contributions in helping make Deluxe a great company. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope this overview has provided some insight into the great benefits and well-being programs that Deluxe offers to our employees and their families.
Good day, everyone. I'm Pamela Rivera, and I am the Program Manager in the Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Office. I do want to apologize that I'm not able to be on camera. I'm having some network issues here as well. And so I'm going to keep the camera off so we don't have any buffering issues. Tomorrow, November 4th, will be my 2-year anniversary with Deluxe, and I too am very honored to be in this organization and to serve in the space of one of the stakeholders and change champions that's working through the transformation. Next slide, please. Like many companies, 2020 was a wake-up call for Deluxe to re-examine inclusion, diversity, and equity practices. From a forward-thinking perspective, our strategy, our vision, and mission reflect how ID&E is an internal and external business imperative. For us, by operationalizing strategy and practices for a sustainable culture of inclusion across the enterprise, we want to be able to attract, develop, and retain talent, in addition to strengthening our brand. We're committed to driving meaningful change and cultivating a workplace that supports authentic, open dialogue. And in doing so, we're empowering each other to bring our authentic selves to work and in the communities we serve by creating spaces for sharing and volunteering. Next slide, please. Our ID&E governance structure consists of ID&E council members who also serve as change champions. They're leading the connection of our inclusion, diversity, and equity activities to the broader business-driven outcomes. And within the council, as well as other stakeholders in the organization, our employee resource groups, which I'll go over in a bit, we are creating strategic accountability for results and oversight on our diversity efforts. Next slide. So also in the ID&E governance structure are the employee resource groups. Our employee resource groups are also members as well as non-member allies that help to build connections, to initiate conversations, and promote learning and professional development. And so I can think of two really good reasons why employees join as members within our employee resource groups. At first, they increase the likelihood that you'll have the opportunities to connect with others who share similar backgrounds and interests. And also, employee resource group members contribute to discussions and projects outside of typical job responsibilities, from planning events for Heritage Month to pursuing meaningful work while developing new skills and working with colleagues from other departments. So on the next slide, I'll share our employee resource groups, snapshots here. We have currently 8 employee resource groups. These groups are voluntary. Again, they're employee-led groups that offer connection and support to its diverse member base. The ERGs lead the mission on creating a safe space where people bring their authentic selves by openly expressing their personal identities and experiences more vocally. And these environments also influence more empathy. Each group hosts virtual monthly membership meetings to discuss relevant topics. They set goals of what they'd like to accomplish as a group and host company-wide events related to their mission. During the social unrest, for example, the African American ERG provided a safe space for African American employees to share their experience while welcoming allies to participate as listeners and learners. In addition to their monthly meetings and celebrating national cultural holidays, the ERGs offer additional ways to learn and provide intersectional space, such as book clubs and ethnic cooking classes, early morning coffee chats, and virtual after-hour social gatherings. So some other notable mentions about each of the employee resource groups. For example, the African American ERG led the initiative on getting Martin Luther King's birthday and June 10th as recognized holidays for Deluxe. The Association of Visible and Invisible Disability, also known as AVID, AVID. First, we are recognized as the best place to work for disability inclusion by the Disability Index. We recently sponsored Disability Employment Awareness Month that included a motivational keynote by Lex Gillette, who is a blind Paralympic long jumper, who returned with a silver medal in the long jump from Tokyo 2 months ago. Our Emerging Leaders ERG, they exist to provide Deluxe the opportunity to build professional connections, to develop critical leadership skills, and give back to our local communities. Then we have our Hispanic ERG, which recently just celebrated the month-long National Hispanic Heritage Month. They had music, art, food, dance, and of course, they welcomed families. Our Parents ERG, Deluxe is also recognized as a great place to work for parents. More recently, the Parents ERG hosted a panel of internal experts to share their perspective on benefits. They highlighted financial planning, life insurance, and other great benefits that we offer, as you heard a little while ago. And they're also hosting Women in Technology Single Parents Program. For our Pride Plus ERG, they focus on creating an inclusive workplace for lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, or questioning employees and allies by spreading awareness and celebrating individuality. The Pride Plus ERG will be hosting a support chat on Thanksgiving for anyone that needs someone to talk to, and people can join for as little or as long as they need to, which I think is wonderful. And then we have the Veterans ERG. Of course, they are instrumental in Veterans Day, Deluxe celebrating Veterans Day or recognizing Veterans Day as a national holiday. They are They have hosted an event in which active or previously active military employees will host discussions or have hosted discussions on the challenges that come from being active, how they juggle having a family and working in addition to serving in the military. We also are hosting a Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and we're hosting a committee to support our military during the holidays. And last but not least is the Women's ERG, which is our largest group of members. They kicked off the summer with a virtual progressive dinner party. Back in May, they hosted employment workshops for family members seeking employment. More recently, they hosted the Unlock Potential 2021, also known as UP 2021, which was a free one-day live virtual personal and professional development event. Participants had the opportunity to learn from and network with some of our nation's most talented business people. They spoke about topics that included practical goal setting, bridging the gap between ambition and achievement, network like you mean it, and growing capital and influencing to achieve your goals. One group that is not necessarily an ERG, but is one of our more active groups, they're called the Deluxe Hustle, and basically they focus on, it's a run walk group. So that is a little bit about our ERGs, which is part of the ID&E governance structure in addition to the council members. Really great connection points with all of our ERGs. So there's so much more to share with you and how we infuse ID&E into the DNA of Deluxe by leveraging our diverse talents and perspectives and connecting with other organizations who have pledged to act on supporting a more inclusive workplace for communities and society at large. But for now, our time is up. I thank you for your interest in working with Deluxe and joining Deluxe, and for sharing your time to hear about Deluxe's commitment to inclusion, diversity, and equity. Next up, Mia.
Thank you, Pamela. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining today. I am Alex Goodwin, the Senior Foundation Relations Partner with Deluxe. I've been with Deluxe for 4 years and work with our employee giving programs, volunteerism at Deluxe, and nonprofit partnerships. I'm looking forward to spending the next few minutes sharing just how Deluxe is making a difference in our communities and how employees are engaging and giving back. Next slide, please. Employee well-being. Sarah talked about this a little bit earlier, and this is something that you'll hear more about throughout today's sessions. Deluxe wants to ensure that we provide our employees with the necessary tools to support our employees' overall well-being. So during this session, we're going to focus on the social area and explore Deluxe's culture of giving back. Next slide. The first of 2 of our foundations is the Deluxe Corporation Foundation. The Deluxe Corporation Foundation focuses on long-term solutions that help people, businesses, and communities thrive and grow. And since 1954, the foundation has awarded more than $109 million to charitable organizations. Listed on this slide are the nonprofit organizations that received a grant from the Deluxe Foundation in 2021. All of the grant recipients fit within our foundation focus areas listed on this slide, which are community, financial literacy, education, entrepreneurship, and empowerment. We'll talk more about the Deluxe Corporation Foundation during today's session. However, wanted to call attention to our Deluxe Cares website that's listed at the bottom of this slide. Feel free to check that website out to learn more about all of the programs that we'll talk about today. Next slide. Our employees are passionate about giving back to their communities, and Deluxe makes finding the time and opportunities to give back and drive change a priority. Every employee is awarded 24 hours of volunteer time off each year to volunteer their time to the causes and organizations that they are passionate about. This VTO can be used for a variety of things, such as volunteering at your child's school or a field trip, helping out a senior with yard work or grocery shopping, cleaning up your community, or working at a food shelf, just to name a few. There is no shortage of need in our community. We utilize the interactive portal Philanthropy Cloud by Salesforce, as a way to stay connected across the entire United States and Canada by sharing stories, photos, having the ability to join a volunteer council and see what volunteer opportunities are available for those looking for a place to volunteer their time, talent, and skills. We have a volunteer council network that spans across North America that allows every single employee to participate, whether you are located in our headquarters, a hub or spoke site, or a remote worker. The interaction and collaboration between these councils is just so telling of Deluxe's social culture. Next slide. As a Deluxe employee, there are several employee programs that you are able to participate in, and I'll give a quick overview of each of them. The first is our matching gift program. This is funded by the Deluxe Corporation Foundation. The foundation matches employee donations to eligible nonprofit organizations, dollar for dollar, up to $2,000 per employee per year. There is flexible payment options that can be made by credit card or payroll deduction donation directly in that Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud portal. Next slide. Next is the Time is Money program. The Deluxe Corporation Foundation rewards employee volunteer time to nonprofit organizations by sending a monetary donation on their behalf. So if an employee volunteers 15 hours at an eligible nonprofit organization, the foundation will send a check for $200 directly to that organization 2 times per year. If an employee volunteers 40 hours at an eligible nonprofit organization and happen to be a part of their board of directors, the foundation will send a one-time check for $500 directly to that organization. This is such a great program that our employees really enjoy participating in. Next slide. You've heard me mention our all-in-one giving and volunteering portal, Philanthropy Cloud, from Salesforce a few times now, and I wanted to give you a quick glimpse of the homepage just so you can see how all of our programs and information is displayed and easily located in one place. This tool has been really great and allows us to have some metrics on what and where our employees are donating their time and their talent. This has been a really, really great tool. Next slide, please. The W.R. Hotchkiss Foundation is our second foundation and awards scholarships to qualifying dependents of Deluxe employees and qualified retirees. 25% of the applicants are awarded a scholarship. So the more students that apply, the more scholarships are awarded. These scholarships are renewable and limited to the first 4 years of undergraduate degrees, which include vocational, associate, or undergraduate. The scholarships range from $10,000 to $15,000 per qualifying year. Next slide. Deluxe is committed to achieving a greater impact with our nonprofit partnerships and take pride in collaborating. So on this next slide, we will show you some of the things that we've been doing the last few years, and we have been busy. When Deluxe joins a mission, its financial support is the least valuable contribution. So within the last year, you can see that we have committed $1.2 million to support racial equity by partnering with the National Urban League, the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, MEDA here in the Twin Cities, and the United Way African American Partnership. We've expanded our Junior Achievement Partnership from Minneapolis to Atlanta and recently debuted our new BizTown storefront. Employees and sponsors raised over $70,000 this year for 2 local nonprofits by hosting a golf charity event in both Atlanta and Minneapolis. We also recently renewed our partnership to work with Crystal Ray students at each of our hub sites, just to highlight a few of our recent milestones. Next slide. And for more information on any of the programs that I shared with you today, please head to our Deluxe Cares website as shown on this slide. Deluxe truly seeks to bring meaningful, lasting change to our communities and provide our employees with the tools needed to succeed in this mission. So thank you again for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of today's sessions.
Great, thanks, Alex. And thank you everyone for joining this morning. Hopefully you've learned a lot about Deluxe and the ways that we connect with the community. My name is Julie Gordon, and I've had the great honor of working on the Small Business Revolution for the last 6 years. I've been an employee with Deluxe for 18 years and really have seen the company transform over the last nearly 20 years. So anyway, let's get started. We just have a few minutes left. As you've heard, that our company started in 1915. When we started the Small Business Revolution, it was actually 2014, a year before our milestone celebration. And we were trying to come up with ideas on not only how to honor the legacy, but more importantly, how do we tell the story that we champion small businesses? So lots of ideas floated around. And thankfully, we landed on the Small Business Revolution. And as Cam mentioned, in year one, if you go to the next slide, what we decided to do was not only use this opportunity to uplift small businesses, but also to talk about the ways that Deluxe champions businesses across the country. So you can see some of the businesses that we highlighted through that first year in 2015. 100 stories, 88 of them were photo essays, 12 were actually mini documentaries that were so compelling. And then we ended the year with a long form documentary, actually with Robert Herjavec starring in that. We became connected to him. And what we realized was that these stories resonated with the greater audience out there, whether people owned small businesses or people who cared about their communities. We quickly gained a following of 100,000 followers on our social media. So we knew we were onto something and we wanted it to continue. We go to the next slide. So instead of ending 2015 with just 1 year, we realized that this was truly a movement and we wanted to keep it going. So the Small Business Revolution evolved, as Cam said, into a series, which has been pretty cool. What I'd like to do is show you a quick trailer of what this series is all about.
For 5 years, Deluxe and Small Business Revolution have traveled from one small town main street to the next.
This is small town America.
Top of the morning to ya!
Congratulations!
Welcome to the revolution!
Bringing expertise, resources, and thousands of hours of work into helping small businesses thrive.
Thank you, bottom of my heart.
And building a movement that is millions strong. But 2020 changed everything.
Business was good, and then the pandemic hit.
I wasn't bringing a paycheck home for almost a year.
This sustains our family.
And no one was hit harder than Black-owned businesses in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
You would think after 86 years, their stories wouldn't have the same headlines, but they do.
It was time for the Small Business Revolution to come home. Amanda Brinkman and her new co-host, entrepreneur and NBA All-Star Baron Davis.
I'm not gonna try nothing on, but
I don't judge.
Are joining forces with a whole team of community leaders, influencers, icons, and marketing experts.
This is the work that we have to do.
Absolutely.
Right now, you're not getting paid to run the business.
Getting behind 6 incredible Black-owned businesses from across our hometown.
It's the evolution of legacy.
Absolutely.
Right? To see if together, in a moment unlike anything we've ever seen, we can keep the revolution alive.
The Deluxe team got it?
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now streaming on Hulu, Prime Video, and smallbusinessrevolution.org.
So hopefully that gave you a good sense for what we do in the series. Deluxe shows up. We're actually in the episodes as, again, champions of small business. We help these owners with anything from their logo to payments. We also bring on partners like US Bank and Lenovo for technology. And of course, it wouldn't be a renovation show without some sort of physical improvement. So we pull in some local contractors. I know that we're out of time, but I would encourage you, if we flip to the last slide, if you're curious about the series and want to see all 6 seasons, the 6th season is going live on November 9th, but you can catch up on the 5 previous seasons if you go out to smallbusinessrevolution.org, or if you have subscriptions to Hulu and Prime Video. But thanks for your time today, and I hope, again, that this showed you the heart of Deluxe.
All right, you guys, like I said, a ton of information. Now, I agree that we probably barely even scratched the Deluxe, but and I just really want to thank all of the presenters on their day to present. So that what happen now is you're going to actually click out of this session and our breakout session we have, and you can choose from remittance center or sale. So it will take us a couple minutes to. It's a great time for you to progress. You need to do there very soon.
Hi, everyone. I know that Carly is going in and out, so I just want to reiterate what she just said. You guys are going to have your breakout sessions now, so you can select the one that is most relevant to you or the one that you're most interested in. We are going to hop on there in a few minutes, so right now is a really great time to go to the bathroom if you need to, go get a snack, etc. We will be hopping on those as soon as we can, so please be patient. And again, we thank you so much for being on this session.